Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for my first Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl VGC commentary video. I've finally gotten through the single player mode, so I'm ready for some competitive. BDSP has a really fun meta. Unfortunately, it lacks a ranked ladder. But not to worry, because a bunch of VGC content creators like GoUX9 and Moxie Boosted and a bunch of others on Twitter have basically spread the word that people have agreed to use a ladder code, a global room code, I guess, for 2021-2022. And everyone who goes in there will challenge each other to VGC matches. And there are a few people who aren't in the know and bring 6 moms or whatever, but it has gotten me quite a few fun matches. So that's how I'm able to bring this content to you today. So get your competitive teams ready by whatever means you need to. I know it's hard to grind them in this game, and this format is a ton of fun. I can't wait to see y'all out there. Anyway, let's talk about this team. So it was actually built by a friend of mine from the Pokesports Discord server who goes by Bread. They're a super talented player and team builder. They regularly make top 50 on the ladder, cut fours, whatever, and they made this team. And apart from a few spreads I've modified, this, for personal preference, this is exactly how they built it. It's a lot of fun to run. Raikou is the centerpiece, throws out Specs boosted stab discharge, which is crazy and has a really big para chance. And it's immune to Fake Out with Inner Focus, which is a great pairing for any choice item since you can't run Protect. Telepathy, Gardevoir, and Gastrodon are both immune to that discharge, which means you can fire it off, you know, pretty much without fear if you bring both of them. And you can just spam it and do a ton of damage with your, I think, base 115 speed. It's huge. Speaking of speed, Scarf on Gardevoir gives it an amazing speed tier. It beats Raikou by 1 point. And that matches its already great power. That can be just super overwhelming next to either Raikou, who is shooting out discharges, or Latios, who is yet another speedy special sweeper. But the coverage between these three is just absolutely great, plus you have the option for Tailwind off of Latios. Gastrodon's here for our matchups into Trick Room, into Rain, and Heatran. Heatran in particular can give our Scizor trouble, because it's often paired with Cresselia, and Scizor is our main Cresselia check. The only other one we really have is Arcanine Snarling, which is, it's kind of a check, but it definitely doesn't counter it. And speaking of Arcanine, we round the team out with that. We support with Intimidate for physical attackers, Snarl for special attackers, and then Safeguard for the very scary Breloom out there throwing out speedy spores. And then of course you have decent physical damage to round out our otherwise like very special heavy team. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Let's jump into our first BDSP battle. Also, I don't do this often, but we just hit 100 subs, so thank you so much for supporting me. I obviously appreciate any likes and subscribes you can throw my way. Let's get into it. Okay, so my first opponent is running a fairly standard balanced team. Garchomp, Togekiss, Cresselia, and Heatran just make up a really powerful core that you can pretty much tack on like anything good onto, and Gastrodon plus T-Tar definitely fits that bill. Full disclosure, I already ran into this person once and they disconnected, so I already knew my 4. Gardevoir and Raikou in the lead since their coverage can threaten pretty much everything on their team. We have any electric move for Togekiss, Scald for Heatran, Energy Ball for Gastrodon, and then any fairy move for T-Tar or Chomp. Cresselia is where we kind of fall short here, so we have Scizor in the back. Gastrodon comes as an additional Heatran check. We can discharge into it, and it's something that can actually operate in Trick Room if they get that up with Cresselia. Hoping Heibenberg doesn't DC again and they actually want to play. It's kind of tough finding opponents on cart right now, but let's see here. It looks like they led the same way as they did last game before disconnecting, Heatran and Cresselia, and I did the same, so I think we're sticking to the honor code here. I fully expect a Trick Room, so I'm swapping Gardevoir out for Gastrodon, and I'm going to go for a Discharge. I could have gone for Scald, but I don't want to lock myself into a choice water move when they have a Gastrodon on their team. I don't know why they'd switch it in, but it's always a possibility, even a few turns down the road. And, okay, Heatran protects. That's not ideal, we wanted to hit it with Discharge, but we'll at least get the damage off into Cress. We might score a Paralyze on that. The chances is really good on Discharge. I want to say 30%. Oh, and we do. Awesome. Okay. I'm actually not sure if I want the full para, and no, it doesn't happen. So we have Gastrodon out here, and I'm not sure when you account for the Paralyze, but generally it should be the slowest thing here. Definitely slower than Heatran. So I kind of want Scizor in here to deal with Cresselia. Heatran threatens it, but we can just put an Earth Power into it. And like I said, we are faster, slower than it in this. But we could go for this Discharge just because, like, if they switch to a flying type, then we have a pin here. But they switch to Gastrodon. Okay, that's actually That's kind of the worst thing. I mean, Stab Earth Power is still nice, and this Ice Beam from Cress isn't going to do much. It has no offensive pressure without a Calm Mind. So that was the one switch they could have done that's very good for them. I was hoping we'd have a pin with Electric plus Ground, and we kind of do, but anyway, we'll see here. That's not terrible damage considering how tanky Cress is. And we've also burned one turn of Trick Room. You do have to count your Trick Room turns in this game, which is it's a little something. Their Gastrodon is still trouble for us, so as long as that's up, we're not in a great position. I think we want to yawn it out, and then we can swap Scizor in. That'll avoid an Earth Power from them. It'll still hurt a bit, but our Scizor is invested in bulk a lot, so we should hopefully be fine here. And Moonlight from Cress, that's interesting. I'll take them not taking advantage of the Trick Room turns. We don't really care about that since it puts on no pressure and Scizor can take it out pretty much at its leisure here. And Earth Power does more than I thought it would. I wonder if that's an offensively invested Gastrodon there. Anyway, we got the Yawn off. That should force it out. And if not, they'll go to sleep. Now there's 2 more turns of Trick Room, counting this one. I think I like using Earth Power into the Gastrodon slot. We could potentially catch Heatran on the switch. And as for Scizor, trying to think on this one. I kind of like Swords Dance because we can either protect to stall the last turn of Trick Room after this, or we can attack with it. Like, we kind of have our choice. Scizor is very mid in speed. Ooh, the full para. I like that. Okay. I guess it goes first because of that para. They put an Earth Power into our Gastro. That's a lot of damage. It's Spadef drop too. Don't love that either. I feel like that Gastrodon has to be offensive. We put our Earth Power into them, and they're going to fall asleep. So this is pretty good for us. We're in a great position here. That Cress can't do any damage. We're going to get we either get the X-Scissor into it, or we kill. They really should swap out. Earth Power and X-Scissor is the obvious play here, since that Gastrodon is within range of an Earth Power. But I think we just go for it. That Gastrodon is a dead slot. I can't see them not switching Cress out here, but we have Protect, so I feel comfortable doing this, even if they swap in a Heatran or something. Nice. Okay. Get another full para. That is amazing. I don't think it matters, but we'll take it for sure. I also don't think that crit was relevant based on the damage from last turn, but again, we'll take it. And X-Scissor, 1-hit KO. Fantastic. Yeah, that is why we have Scizor around here, and Cress is just so common in the metagame right now, and being able to take it out so easily is amazing. And Trick Room is over. So what are their last mods? Well, last mod. I know they have a Heatran in the back. T-Tar. Okay. I think the obvious play here is Earth Power and Bullet Punch, right? The problem is, what if they protect T-Tar and Heat Wave with Heatran? I don't think there's any danger in calling that. We could protect with our Scizor and go for the Earth Power into Heatran. If they double our Gastrodon, then that sucks that they call it. But we still have Scald Raikou and Scarf Gardevoir in the back. So Tyranitar shouldn't be a huge deal as long as we can, we have the Scald for Heatran. Let's see where they target, though. Heat Wave, okay. But they didn't protect with T-Tar. That... Oh, boy. And Crunch. Oh, they called me. That's very well done. Bullet Punch absolutely would have KO'd there. So from here, I think we gotta bring out Raikou. We'll just Scald Heatran. I think we just go for the +2 Bullet Punch. Like, if they made that Galaxy Brain read and protect this turn after attacking last one, then hats off to them. But my suspicion is they might even be banded. And even if they do protect, they'd have Heat Wave to kill Scizor, but Gardevoir would come in and clean up because we'd have another Scald. Okay, no protect. Amazing. Yeah, they may very well be banded. Get that Bullet Punch Oko. Scizor really showing its stuff this game. And Scald. Nice. Heatran is very bulky, I gotta say. I don't think this Aqua Berry is going to save us either. Yeah. Yeah, that's totally fine, though, because we have Gardevoir in the back, and one more Scald will clutch it out. So they needed a crit on that Heat Wave. That was definitely an out for them, though, because I don't know if Gardevoir could handle it at this point. I'm pretty sure one Flash Cannon would take us out there. but we're all good because Raikou outspeeds, so we can just Scald, and I guess Psychic is our highest power attack? Yeah, because Fairy is quad resisted, and so is Grass. So yeah, Stab Psychic is fine. Just curious whether this would have taken it out or not. No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, so if they had crit that Heat Wave, they actually would have taken the game. Anyway, that wraps it up. Good game to my opponent, Heibenberg, and now I'm off to try to find another opponent. Okay, so this team is somewhat standard, but the Sun mode with Ninetales is really cool. I actually thought Zapdos didn't get Heat Wave in this game, but maybe I'm wrong about that, because that's the only Sun synergy I actually see here. Anyway, so I just actually won a game against this player, but it was pretty dull because they stalled me with Calm Mind, Moonlight, Cress, so I need a way to check that. I could use Scizor again, but the Sun and Intimidate on Hitmontop made me kind of nervous about that. I think I still like my Raikou Gardevoir lead, but we need to think about who to bring in the back. I'm actually considering Arcanine. Intimidate's good into Garchomp, and we can Snarl spam Cress if they go for that. They'd still get their defenses up, but we'd neuter its damage, so I think we'd eventually win that. And then, as for the last slot, Scizor might still be the play, even if the Sun hurts me here. Yeah, this is a rough one. Definitely Arcanine, forgot to actually add it. Let's see here. Like, you get obviously damage into Cress and into Togekiss, but we're walled by Zapdos, we're walled by Garchomp and Hitmontop and Ninetales. No, I think let's go with Latios. Let's give Latios a shot to shine here. Okay, we have a Ninetales and Zapdos lead. Very cool. My guess is that Ninetales is either Scarfed or Sashed. My money is on Sash. That's generally what they ran in Sword and Shield. So I definitely like Discharge, but from Gardevoir, I'm not sure if Discharge plus Dazzling kills, even though I want to go for Dazzling, so I think it would be good for us to use Psychic into it instead. Just because it resists Fairy is the big problem here. I did want to lock into a Fairy move for Garchomp, but yeah, Psychic only did half, so I'm not sure if like Spread Discharge would have actually killed it. It probably would have. I don't know. Anyway, that's really good damage into Zapdos, and we get the KO into Ninetales, so that's great. Definitely wasn't Scarfed since it didn't go before us. It has a higher base speed than Gardevoir, so T-Ball, that actually hurts, I'll be honest, but that's fine. I think we still definitely come out on top here. We got the KO. But they bring out Garchomp, and that's definitely trouble because we're locked out of our Fairy coverage, and of course Raikou can't touch it with Discharge. The good news is we have Latios, and I'm positive they're going for an Earthquake. They'd be silly not to. So let's swap Latios into Raikou's slot. And as for Gardevoir, we still have the Scarf for speed control. I kind of like sacking it. It's already low on HP. Like, if we put a Psychic into the Zapdos slot, that would keep Latios safe from any damage it might take, even though if it resists Electric, like, it's still not that bulky, right? Yeah, even if they detect, it's fine, right? Because Discharge did almost half, so if we come back out and do a Thunderbolt, we'll definitely take that KO later. But no Protect, or Detect, or whatever, so yeah, Psychic into that slot. Fantastic. First KO for Gardevoir. Definitely going down to the ZQ, though. But nice, we actually called that, which is amazing. Yeah, that is just fine. We've gotten 2 KOs to our 1. We are up. We can bring out Arcanine. If they bring out Cress, this will be great, but it's actually Hitmontop. Interesting. Anyway, intimidating the Garchomp is only good here. So Hitmontop has no offensive pressure into Latios, and we have speed control, but Hitmontop has Fake Out. So this turn should be double Protect, I think. I don't think there's any risk, because they have nothing they can swap into here, right? So even if they go for Swords Dance, it'll be faster, and we'll just kill it with Dragon Pulse, and they could Protect because they could, but Hitmontop wouldn't be able to kill Latios. So yeah, double Protect here is absolutely the play. helping hand. I mean, EQ is not even gonna hit Latios. I mean, it doesn't matter, we're protecting, but yeah, I guess we could have just gone ahead and attacked then. But I think this is always a safe play. There was literally no risk in us doing this. Maybe Dragon Claw, Rock Slide. Okay, I mean, I'm not even sure that kills Arcanine since they're intimidated. It's just a neutral Rock Slide, so yeah, that's fine. Now we can just go for Ice Beam into Garchomp for that quad weakness, and then Flare Blitz into Hitmontop. I think the sun's still up, yeah, so, and battle was canceled. Good game to Jaden, and on to one more. Okay, we're up against Shup, and okay, finally, this looks like a real VGC team. I have been up against a lot of 4v6s and under-leveled Mons and all kinds of crazy stuff trying to find a match, but this looks good. This is actually very standard. Breloom really scares me, actually. I think we're going to need Arcanine for this. This is why we have the safeguard on it. But the partner is always tricky. That bit is... wondering if... like, do we lead with Arcanine? I feel like if they lead Breloom, then unless we can kill it, maybe with spread damage, I don't think they lead Togekiss into us, though. I'm really just weighing whether I want to go with my standard Gardevoir Raikou lead. I could go with this. This would be good. The problem is that if I lock into... I really like to lock into Discharge with Raikou. Like, the spread damage would be very useful into this team. And I can't do that if I have Arcanine out. I mean, I could swap into Gardevoir, but it's really not a great swap in, is the problem. So I think we're going to go Gardevoir plus Arcanine. We can have Raikou in the back, and it can fire off its discharges later. And then we're almost out of time. This is really hard, honestly. So Latios is fine. It's a reliable sweeper in the end game. We're going to see. And okay, that is actually really tricky, and that is the one thing I didn't account for. I should have seen it coming. In retrospect, I shouldn't have let Gardevoir. The reason I'm so flustered right now is that we are choiced into a fake out plus Spore lead. If we had Latios or Scizor in the front, we could have double protected. But now I think we just have to make the best of a bad situation, go for Safeguard, and go for Dazzling Gleam. They're going to fake out one of us. I really hope it's Gardevoir, because then we can set Safeguard up, but no, they know better. Okay, so we're still going to bring the Sash, I'm pretty sure. Breloom's very glassy, and yeah, and it is sashed. That's just kind of the standard for a Spore Breloom. So, not great. We did what we could, and we did solid chip into Kangaskhan, so that's nice, but we're definitely behind at this point in the game. And I really have to read if they're going to keep Breloom in here. I don't think they would. They're going to die, and they might as well keep that Spore pressure around for later, right? I'm not really sure. In case they do, I think we go for Snarl to potentially catch that and burn a Sleep turn on Gardevoir. Ooh, Mach Punch. Okay, yeah, that Technician. Gardevoir is asleep. Scarf, of course. And... ooh, I forgot this is a slow, bulky Arcanine, and Last Resort takes it out. That's really rough. Protect would have been nice, but I think I'm going to revisit my speed spread after this. This is not ideal. Yeah, normally I'm pretty sure Arcanine should outspeed Kangaskhan. The bulky spread isn't really doing work for us here. I think we just need to go for Discharge with Raikou. We've got to get that Breloom off the field. And they don't go for priority. At least that's nice. Or Protect. That's a gift for sure. Dazzling did a good bit into Kangaskhan. Oh, we missed the KO. Discharge is stronger, I really hoped. The para is nice for sure. I would love a full para here to give Gardevoir another chance to wake up, but no dice. Who's this going into? And yeah, 1-hit KO. It's a very strong stab, Last Resort. Jeez. Okay. We're in a bad situation now because I just locked myself into Discharge and I don't have a Mon who's immune to it anymore. I've got Latios. Yikes. Okay. I think we need to put off the collateral damage as long as we can here. They bring out Arcanine. Not the worst. They're going to Snarl us for sure. Maybe Flare Blitz, but I would think Snarl. That seems safest. Don't care about the Intimidate, of course. So yeah, let's go for Discharge. We have to go for Discharge. That's not really a decision. We're choice locked into it, but let's Protect with Latios this turn. They'll probably swap Kangaskhan out to recycle Fake Out, I would think, but we'll at least get a free hit into whatever they have in the back, and yeah, withdrawing it. Into Scizor. Okay, well, Scizor's... It's not that specially defensive. We should still do quite a bit to it here. And yeah, the Snarl, that was predictable. At least that's the other thing that's nice about protecting here, is that Latios gets another turn of not taking a Snarl. But maybe I should have attacked, honestly. An unsnarled Dragon Pulse into that slot would have been nice. Okay, I think we go for Discharge, and we've got to attack this time. I'm worried about Scizor's damage output, to be honest, and it takes another Discharge. So I want to attack into that. It might be bandaged. They often are, although ours isn't, so it's kind of up in the air. It seems less likely to protect than Arcanine, but we're kind of just reading them, and we read wrong. So, okay. Not going our way. We're going to take this Discharge here. We do resist it. Yeah, it's not that much, and we're -1. Fingers crossed we don't get paired. They do. Love that. That's probably a Pinch Berry then, isn't it? Yep, that's a lot of healing. But no para on us, so that's great. Can I get a miss on Snarl? No, that's a double hit. Okay, not great. So now Raikou's at -2, Latios is at -1. That's fine. So we could protect this turn, but I think we still want that Scizor off the board, so let's just go for it. Discharge and Dragon Pulse again. That'll give us the... If we can score this KO, then we can preserve Latios' Protect for when Kangaskhan hits the field. That's a good chunk to Arcanine. We're slowly getting it to the point where even if they Snarl a bunch, we aren't going to... do we take that KO? Oh my god. That is like an invisible Focus Sash right there. And we take 2 Snarls again. Okay. Very much not ideal. Oh, but they get the full para. Okay. Okay, that's really nice. I think at this point we go for Discharge, and I think we protect. Forget preserving the Fake Out. We need to keep Latios alive so that we're not 2-on-1, that we can split their damage. Protect. Oh, full para on Arcanine. Amazing. That's good stuff. And all the double full para. I mean, we're spamming Discharge so much, it's actually not that crazy. Like, the odds are not awful. Alright, we take out Scizor. Arcanine is, I would say it's a Discharge away regardless of, like, it could get another Snarl and it wouldn't matter. And then Kangaskhan comes out. They have Fake Out, but we have Inner Focus on Raikou, so it can't stop us from discharging. I think we win purely based on that, so we can just double attack here. And then we outspeed with Latios. They'll probably Fake It Out, but that's fine then. It means that Raikou will live just taking them to another hit. So in the end, even all these Snarls couldn't stop Specs Stab, Discharge, or Fake Out into Raikou. Okay, didn't expect that, but sure. Maybe if they crit or something. And Latios even lives it. Awesome. Alright, good game to my opponent's shut. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Unfortunately, there is no rental code system in this game. I will normally be providing pastes for the teams I show off in these videos. This week I will be refraining though, just out of respect to Bread, who actually built the team. I don't know how much of the information they want out there, but as I transition into a team I make myself next video, I'm not going to promise next week, it will, as always, be free to share. So I'm definitely going to do more of these videos though. BDSP is just a really fun meta, and there's a lot of room for creativity. So until next time.